Right, as I mentioned early yesterday morning, the Office of Wisconsin Family Action was attacked by arsonists who broke the windows and then threw a Molotov cocktail inside. That apparently didn't work, so they set another fire and burned part of the building. They also vandalized the building with threatening messages like this, quote, "If abortions aren't safe, then you aren't either." But our friends at the Wisconsin Family Action are unfazed by yesterday's attempt to intimidate. Look, this is not new. This is not new. We've seen this increasingly. I mean, 12 years ago, we had a gunman come into FRC in our building in Washington and shoot one of our people. They want to intimidate. They want to silence because they can't defend their positions. But here's the reality. Just as we are, our friends in Wisconsin and family policy councils across the country are even more resolved into standing for what is right. You know, because when you see this type of opposition, it only affirms the fact that you're taking the right position. Because if you're not facing any opposition, then you really need to question, are you doing anything that matters? Well, the folks in Wisconsin are doing things that matter. Joining me now to talk about this, Julaine Appling. She is the president of the Wisconsin Family Action. And Julaine, we welcome you to Washington Watch.
Thank you, Tony. It's really good to be with you.
Well, it's good to see you again, and I'm glad you all are safe and know that you are in our prayers. But we wanted to communicate. We're grateful for your leadership and the fact that they want to target you, but you're right back there at work, standing for the unborn, standing for the sanctity of human life. We're grateful for your leadership. Just tell, if you can, tell our viewers a little bit more about the attack that took place yesterday.
Well, first of all, Tony, I'm just going to tell you, the minute that I heard about this, one of the first things that crossed through my mind was I remember that day in August, as you said, 12 years ago, when that gunman came into the offices there of the Family Research Council on G Street in Washington, D.C. And I immediately thought of you all. And I thought, boy, I'm so grateful that at this point, there was no one in our office when this took place, because it took place not in broad daylight, but in the early morning hours of Mother's Day of all times, So what happened was I was doing what I do every Sunday, right? I was at church. I was getting ready for a ladies' brunch, and 120 people were coming in for a brunch celebrating Mother's Day. And I got a call from the building management team here that we lease our space from. And he told me that there had been this breach of security into our office, and that they had broken windows and thrown 2 Molotov cocktails into the office. And you can see the damage there. You're seeing the picture there. One went off and the other did not. But so they started a fire on the bookshelf or at the windowsill there that you can see. I had all those books that are on the floor there were on that windowsill. And apparently that was one of the best things we could have done, because the books absorbed a lot of the direct conflagration. Right. It didn't immediately go up in flames because of that.
Well, I see actually there on the floor my book, Personal Faith, Public Policy. I'm going to have to get you a new copy of that.
Thank you.
It appears, of course, from some of the graffiti that was there was some anti-law enforcement messages that were there as well. How has the authorities responded to this?
Well, that's a good question. The chief of police of Madison, of course, I beg our viewers to remember, this is Madison, Wisconsin. We're known for being a liberal city. We put our office here on purpose because we want to be in the heart of it. But the chief of police issued a statement yesterday, that actually was just ridiculously bad. But the individual law enforcement personnel that we dealt with, Tony, I thought they did a very nice job. We dealt with 2 detectives yesterday. We had 2 members from FBI service agents here. We had someone from the.
I think we may have lost the.
Tell you this, there. Not from anyone, not a single person has said, we call for a full and immediate investigation into this crime. And we want to prosecute the perpetrators immediately and swiftly, bring full justice. No one has said that. The President of the United States has weighed in, the governor has weighed in, the Attorney General here in Wisconsin, the chief of police, and anybody else. I've not heard any of that from anyone about this.
That's the one of the downsides of these blue states, where There seems to be a lack of understanding that the law is there to be enforced. And of course, as you said, in Madison, Wisconsin, we've seen other outbreaks of lawlessness that has gone unchecked. But again, I want to commend you for being there, staying in that spot, and being a light in really a dark culture. How can our folks, our viewers all across the country, be praying for you?
Well, thank you. And first of all, I can't imagine doing anything other than showing up, and that's what we do, right? We show up and we speak truth to power. We shed light into dark places. So thank you for the opportunity to share the message. They can contact us through our website at wifamilyaction.org. They can send us an email at info@wifamilyaction.org. They can check us out on social media, on Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram. There might be some others too, but I've kind of lost track of where we are in social media sometimes. Thank you for encouraging people. We do know that there are going to be some significant costs related to getting us back where I can actually occupy my office. I haven't even been in there today. The glass is everywhere, Tony. I mean, it's just everywhere. So we've got a major cleanup job ahead of us. But honestly, I am so honored and humbled to do this work and to be a voice for people all across the country. And I want to thank the Family Research Council. You all were one of the first ones to contact us, put out a statement. You know how this goes because you've experienced it. So thank you for your leadership and for over these years and for bringing the message of hope and truth and life everywhere across America.
Well, Julaine, we appreciate you, and you've been at this for a long time, and you've been faithful. And I'm going to tell you, the Family Research Council, we're going to stand with you financially to help make sure that you are back up and running at 100%. So thanks for continuing to stand right there in Madison, Wisconsin.
Well, thank you. It's a time for all of us to be bold, right?
It absolutely is, and you're doing that. Thanks so much for being with us today.
Thank you, Tony. God bless.